pork stir fry. Last night I made some jerk pork and unfortunately it was on the smoker for too long. It came out really dry. While I did enjoy dinner, I'm not complaining because it was still good. I have some leftover jerk pork there, so this is why we're doing this sort of quick stir fry. I have a tablespoon and a half of grapeseed oil in my wok, and I like using a wok. I've explained this before. Because of the high sides, when it splatters, chances are it won't go into the stove. I hate cleaning this stove with a passion. If you're using a frying pan or whatever, that's cool. You don't need a wok. It's just that Uncle Chris has a wok and I'm using that wok. To that wok, I'm gonna add some celery. I've got some onion. I'm gonna turn my heat down just slightly, and I've got some garlic. May I recommend that you have everything prepped and ready, whatever vegetables or flavor ingredients that you're adding, because as with a stir fry, it happens very quickly. And it is a great opportunity. My stove is just a little too low. I'm just gonna turn it back up a little bit. Don't want to burn the garlic, but it is a great opportunity to empty the fridge. I go in with my bell peppers. And as I said, it's a great opportunity to empty the fridge, so whatever colors you have, feel free to rock that. There's no obligation as far as colors goes. You ever notice in the grocery store that the green bell pepper is always cheaper than the colorful ones? Alright. Alright. We on to you, grocery store. I've also got some carrots I'm gonna add in there, very thinly sliced. Gonna toss in that one piece because carrots will take a little bit longer to cook than everything else in the pot here. So if you wanted to start off with just the carrots and the celery, you can do that. I'm just gonna give that a minute and a half just to soften up a bit. As the fun happens in there, I've got some chili crisp. Gonna toss that in there. That's gonna give it that lovely sort of fiery sort of element that I'm looking for. I've got some hoisin sauce, some dark soy sauce, and I won't be adding any salt to this because one, when I hit that a little drop, just a couple drops of sesame oil. I am not the biggest fan of sesame oil. When I made the jerk pork, I seasoned it with salt. There's quite a bit of, not quite a bit, but there was a fair amount of salt and soy sauce in my jerk marinade. If you're looking for the jerk marinade recipe, head over to CaribbeanPot.com. In goes that leftover jerk pork. Time to hit that a stir because you want to pull out some of that jerk flavor from the jerk pork as well. And you notice it was sliced relatively thin, so all we're trying to do here now is heat up that pork, allow some of that jerk flavor to get into the stir fry. If you wanted to add some cabbage in here, if you wanted to add zucchini, mushrooms, whatever it is you usually add in your stir fry, feel free to add it. The other thing is, if you wanted to add some noodles in this, boom, you got a nice little complete meal. I'm not eating this with some rice, but like I said, if you wanted to add some noodles in this and pull it all together, it's totally up to you. You guys may have noticed the tiny little spoon that I'm using here. This is Polly's spoon. If Mr. Man only know I'm using a spoon, he just gets on like a real backside. Yeah boy, the boy very possessive. And you notice how quickly things are going here, and this is why I suggested that you have all the ingredients ready, already prepped. The leaves from the celery and some scallion. If you wanted to make this spicy and you wanted to add a little scotch bonnet or a little chili pepper in here of some sort, you can do that. I'm just going to turn off the heat now, allow the residual heat to sort of soften up the scallion, and don't sleep on the flavor from that celery leaf. I'm telling you boy, if you grow up Caribbean, you will know we use that quite a bit. Sup soldiers? Listen, if you enjoy this recipe, I'd really appreciate it if you hit subscribe and click that bell notification thing. If you've made the recipe, take a picture and send it to me email address down here. I mean, trying to tell people the email address, them bots will take the address and do all kind of thing with it. And tag me on Instagram at Caribbean Pod. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for being in my kitchen with me today. Irie.